Good morning, everyone. This is Catherine, Pattern Breaker Tarot, and we are all about uncovering the mysteries of getting in our own way, self-sabotage. What is it that keeps us one step away from what it is we're wanting? So, my inclination today is to get the advice of our future self, that part of me that I love to imagine. Imagination has been a huge tool for me in moving forward from one decade to the next. And especially now, I'm in my 70s, and my imagination is more important today than it ever was, even back before I was 7, because I love to use my imagination to to be able to understand some of the harder things that are going on. Isn't it true that there's some strange things happening in our world today that can really be distressing if we're not careful, right? So let me just, hi, Suchi. Hi, Millie. Welcome. I'm just getting everything set up here. Let's see. I just need to get us going. And hold on just for a moment. There we are. Thank you guys for your beautiful patience and love. I've got, yes, this deck that I'm using right here is one of my very favorites. It's called Believe in Your Own Magic. That's going to be our oracle deck. Let me just add the link so you guys can get register for your free reading right away. Thank you for being here. See? Oops, I have a typo in there. That's better. Yes. Okay. So all you have to do is tap on that resource right there, Manifest Faster, and it will take you over to where you can order your free reading. Our free reading today is coming from the Spirit Oracle, the Animal Pocket Oracle. These little animal cards, they're fabulous. Absolutely love using them. And that that is the reading that you receive for free today, the Spirit Oracle cards for our one single card draw today. We're using Believe in Your Own Magic, the Oracle deck, and for the tarot, we're using the companion deck for this Oracle, and it's the Amanda Lovelace. Where's my box for that one? I want to show it to you. The Cozy Witch Tarot deck. Okay, so that's all of the goodies we have for today. And so the very first thing that I like to do is to draw an oracle card that'll be like our theme for today. And of course, it's very easy to receive readings from for you guys, for the collective of people who are watching today. And then if you want to have a personal reading during the live stream, just go to manifestfaster.com. It'll show you what you need to do to register for your reading. Okay, let's take a look. What is it that Spirit has for us? Our future self. What is it our future self wants us to know today? And it's the storm cloud. Every hurricane comes to an end. No wonder I wanted to draw these cards today for believing in our own magic. Because when you're going through something that was a shocking surprise, sometimes breakups are that way. Sometimes when you have a job situation that's not working out, sometimes you have to run for your life, right? Something's going on where you can't even grab your things, you just have to go. And so your future self is here with this big hug for you, just a huge embrace. Say, look, everything's going to be all right. I know it's hard to believe it right now, but it's true. Everything is going to work out. Now, what I'm feeling drawn to do is I'm going to draw one of the animal oracles because I feel like today, especially, there's somebody watching who just needs that added message from spirit. Things have been really hard. Something about losing your shoes. I don't know who that might be resonant for. What is it, spirit? Oh, here, this card's sticking to my hand. Look at that. Okay, let's see. What do you have for my friend? Brown bear spirit, take time out. Yes. Okay. So, what I'm feeling for you, my friend, and I think this is going to carry through our messages today, is that it's important to take care of yourself. And you may be the kind of person that's always helping others, always being the one that they come running to the minute things start falling apart, right? So, it's important for you to find time out. And you might say, well, Catherine, that's not likely. I'm way too busy to take time out. And I get it. But you might be able to take even just 5 minutes every hour, just 5 minutes to sit, close your eyes, and take a few breaths. If you use Google, YouTube, you can go through the search and look for 5 minute meditations. And there are a lot of them. And you can just go for one quick little eyes closed exercise and take that time out for yourself, okay? So let's move forward. So these animal oracle cards are what is my free reading today. Whoops, sorry. My free reading today. In order to get your free reading, all you do is click on manifestfaster.com. I've got it for you right in the chat window over there. And I'm happy to pull animal oracle card for you. Or maybe Murphy will be barking and giving you a message. Murphy, Murphy, shh, oi. Okay, so going forward, let's draw another card for the collective. If you are curious, what is your future self? What's the message? If your future self could be barking in the background, so to speak, what is it that's so important for you to know? Oh gosh, let them go. One of the reasons I love this deck is because it's just so abrupt. You know, it doesn't try to make it too soft because sometimes we have to take strong steps for ourselves, don't we? Now, when I look at this tree being on fire and I look at the figure looking on from a distance, so somebody watching, it's very difficult, isn't it, to have a friend or a family member who's just not taking care of their life. They're not taking care of what problems are going. And they're always depending on other people to clean up the messes. And so, this is kind of a good news, bad news situation. Because the good news is that as you come to grips with the reality that this person has to go through their own transformation, down here at the bottom, I see a butterfly sitting on the ground, and she's actually looking at it because nobody can climb into a cocoon for someone else, right? Nobody can do the transformation that somebody else has to do for themselves. And sometimes the toughest thing you have to do is to let them go, because something may happen that was unpredictable, right? But the truth is, you can't afford to give away your life force and give away your energy to someone who's just not willing to do the work for themselves. Okay? So hold on just for a second. Let me. Okay. Okay. Everything is going now, everything's in order. So if you would like to have a reading, you now can go to manifestfaster.com, and I will put you into the queue and I will read the cards for you. Now, today for the free reading, I'm using the Spirit Animal deck. And for the Oracle today, I'm using the Believe in Your Own Magic deck. I'm happy to pull one of these Oracle cards for you. Okay, and then the third reading I'm doing today, I'm going to demonstrate right now. The oracle is about what you can expect next, and the tarot reading is about what's a missing piece, what's something that you need to know right now that'll help you see something that you're not seeing currently. Okay, so let's take a look at, put these aside and grab the tarot. So, what does your future self have for you, my friend? Your future self. I love the idea of it's all pretend. I'm pretending. What if my future self was available to me? What if I could ask my future self what advice that's part of me has? I started doing it last January. It's almost a whole year, and it's been fascinating to open myself up to see what would be my future self's view of the current situation. So, whatever it is that's troubling you, hold in your mind that issue, and let's see what we have. Five of Wands, Good Luck Charm. Very interesting. And these cards just were wanting to be stuck together. And the Ace of Swords. Look at you. Oh gosh, this is very cool. Okay, so my friend, I'm sensing that you have been in a situation where an offer has come, or an opportunity is right in front of you. And when you talk about it with your friends, or even like having readings for it, right? You're like trying to figure out what's going on here. Is this really a good opportunity for me? And honestly, your friends are saying back to you, especially looking at it from the perspective of your future self, is like eventually you have to take that risk and trust, okay? Because all that will happen from this choice is a fork in the road. You're going to walk in this way and leave the opportunity behind you, or you're going to walk this way and toward the opportunity. There is a time that's going on right now for you, and it possibly is because of your natal chart. I'm not an astrologer, but there may be something going on for you right now that's creating a sense of luck. North Node comes into my mind, and like I say, I am absolutely not an astrologer. I don't know why in the world I would say North Node, but I'm looking here as she reaches for this acorn that's hanging around her neck. And that I love acorns for their symbology, because the oak tree literally sheds thousands of acorns. Only a very few grow up to be another oak tree. but that doesn't mean that the acorns have failed. What kind of earth would it be if every single acorn became an oak tree, right? We would be overrun. So animals use them for food. In native Aboriginal culture, the acorns were used for food and they had to be cooked and prepared so intricately to make sure that the tannins were cooked out of them, because it shows great planning and frugality to squeeze every bit out of an acorn. And it's certainly not a failure because it didn't become a tree. So your future self wants you to stop worrying, stop angsting. What if this? What if that? What if this? Because you look over here at this Ace of Swords and it says, look at you. You're bursting with sparkling new ideas. You are the only one that's holding yourself back. Everyone believes in you except you. Okay? It would be a wonderful idea for you to spend some time in front of the mirror saying to yourself, I don't know, even though I don't know how, I'm feeling much more confident now. Even though I don't know how, I know I'm getting luckier by the day right now. Even though I don't know how, I am sure I am supported by the divine right now. A change of mindset can happen in a heartbeat where you decide and that's the direction you're going in. It's making a choice for yourself first this time before everyone else jumps on board. Okay? Very cool. Very cool. Sometimes don't you think you want to say to your future self, easy for you to say, right? Well, they are. They imagine that a part of you has already experienced this day today. What if it's true? They know the great spiritual teachers say that time is something that humans made up to make sense of themselves. And I suppose there may be an element of truth to that. But the fact is that we do have our intuition alive and well, wanting for us to feel guided. So, if you would like for me to pull one of these spirit oracle cards for you, I'm here for you. All you do is go to the URL manifestfaster.com. I'm just typing it in here for y'all. Then I'm going to copy it. Good. As long as it's blue, it's clickable, which makes me very happy. But yes, I would love to pull cards for you. I see I have quite a few people here, and I'm ready to draw a card for you. So please do pop over to Manifest Faster. That's where it's Hipsy, which is the name of the platform that I'm using now. And they're taking care of all my orders for readings, whether they are free. If free readings, there are a couple of free readings available for you over there, or purchasing a reading. And there's a whole menu of readings that you can purchase from. Okay, so let's move on. Let's draw another oracle card for the collective. If your future self could reach down and knock on the door, hey, you, I have a message for you. What would it be? Oh, my friend, you're so hard on yourself. And I get it. Trust me. Sometimes, right in the middle of something that's going well, a voice comes up and says, wait, not you. Look at this. Look at that. Picking at you. Do you have somebody picking at you? This is something also that's kind of a wake up call. If there's someone in your life right now who teases you too much, is too sarcastic or just mean spirited, but this might be a family member who teases you mercilessly. And there is some wisdom about people wouldn't tease you so much if they didn't love you. I used to hate that one when I was growing up. I'm feeling a lot of pressure in my upper chest right now. So if this is you, you might be feeling up in your neck or your upper chest a lot of pressure. You may be able to relate to the figure here, because it's hard to advocate for yourself, right? Sometimes it's hard to speak up when somebody's picking on you. So right now I've got my hand to the top of my chest, right on my collarbone points, and I'm just pressing there because I really feel there's somebody here, this is really difficult for you. So your future self says, my friend, that you don't need to accept being treated disrespectfully. Your future self says there's a way out of this. You need to stop and you need to get some advice. If you're in any kind of danger, or if anybody's wondering, what can happen next, it's very important that you feel supported because you aren't alone. Here on my channel and my community, we definitely are caring for you. And that's why I pull these cards for the collective, because there's no accident that you happen to be watching right now. And Christina Rose, I see you here, and maybe this is very speaking to you right now, tonight, in your situation, because I do think about roses. What's the difference between roses and geraniums, right? What's the difference between roses and geraniums? That's a good question for you, my dear Christina Rose. But it's important mostly that you forgive yourself for picking the wrong person, which I've done in my life, or forgiving yourself for allowing it to go on so long, forgiving yourself for letting your family see you be compromised like this, because these are all parts of your thinking that are just keeping you stuck. Okay. You may need a counselor, a professional to hold your hand as you go through this, but you are not alone. And your future self wants you to know you are going to make it. Okay. All right. Let's just add. I just love these little hearts there that we just threw in some hearts for our people who are in a compromised place where you're just not sure what you're going to do next. Just know that you're very loved and supported as part of the channel. I really appreciate you being here. So, Miss Christina Rose, yes, the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. I would love to pull one for you. I know that animals are very important to you, my friend. Okay, let's see here for Miss Christina. Anybody else? You can follow the leadership of Mystic Christina, and you can go to the Hipsy website, which is manifestfaster.com. Easy to remember. And I am happy to pull a card for you. Okay, Christina, what does your future self have for you today with our Spirit Animal Oracle? Okay. Cow Spirit. The miracles are endless. Do you have an affinity for cows by chance, Mystic Christina? There are people I know. Oh, yeah. they're just such nurturing animals. And also, okay, there's a little story about cows. Okay, there was something happened. I mean, I know just enough details here that, I'm probably going to tell the story badly. But anyway, way back in time, somewhere in the early 100s, like around 500 or something AD, there apparently was some sort of meteorological uh, disaster. It could have been a meteorite hitting the earth or coming close, and there was a dark cloud that covered the earth for a really long time, and it changed everything. And before then, the people who were in charge of the land over there in Europe and Eastern Europe and all over that part of the world were horse people. And the horse people were depended on, they were warrior people, and they depended on horses to do the work of being pirated. They were just used horses to travel to other countries and to take things that weren't theirs. It was just kind of a violent society. Anyway, well, after this tragedy hit the earth, there wasn't a lot of good food to eat. And the horses are very, very fussy. If they don't have the right diet, they just get sick and they die. And so this whole culture of warriors went down the tubes because of horses. But guess what? Cows have these amazing stomachs. They have like several stomachs. I don't know this. I mean, just saying what I learned as a child. But that's why they chew their cud. They can actually burp up something that's not fully digested from one of their stomachs. God forgive me for the storytelling right now, but that they can keep working on it. They can keep chewing on that cud, and they are much more of a stable animal. So when the horse people died out, then the farming people came up. And it's just the story of how the brilliance of how creation works, right? And so with this cow spirit, I'm putting this together, Christina, for you. Thank you for signing up for the reading, because I'm so tickled to read this for you. 4 stomachs, thank you. But what I'm also aware of here are the sunflowers. Sunflowers are always seen with a couple of the tarot cards. One is the Queen of Wands, and the other is the sun card. Often you'll see them. And so this is really a spark. Like the Queen of Wands is that spark of life. There's a lot of burdens that have been released through the Wands suit. And it's just something that is showing signs of progress for sure. But with your art, I wonder if you might want to do a series of pictures of cows, maybe a series of 6 cows, and then color them with different colors, not typical cow colors. And just as you're doing that, Christina, that you would just sense being nurtured by the cow spirit. Okay, because really, when you think about them, they're such gentle animals, aren't they? And then I believe this is a hawk feather that's here hanging from her ear, which is, just the shamanic energy that's there. But yeah, isn't that cool? The miracles are endless. Absolutely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't you love these cards, you guys? You can get so much out of the single card. Let's see. I'm just looking to see if, oh, you know what? Before I do put this one down, Christina, I do notice that there's grapes hanging here. So harvest coming, which I know that's important for you right now, is seeing harvest, allowing harvest, allowing yourself to be a good receiver. I'm being impacted by the need to be a good receiver. Okay, so looking at it from that future self lens today, I would say definitely that call to do a series of cow imagery is coming from your future self. I'm just feeling myself nodding, saying, yeah, just a reminder. Okay, perfect. If anyone else listening, if you would like to have me draw an animal card for you, it's so easy, isn't it, Christina? It's so easy. You are welcome. As you go into the chat, you'll see I'm putting, excuse me, I'm putting a link in there. And Asa, Asa, all you need to do is add your name to the list. That's where all of my readings are ordered over there at that particular website. Okay. And yes, it'll take you away from YouTube for a second, but then it'll bring you right back. Okay. So thank you, Christina. So, why do I talk about my future self? What is that all about? It came for me uh, because of the inner child, because inner child work has been done for a really long time and it's gotten mainstream. By that, I just mean everyone is familiar, pretty much. You've heard of it. And I thought back in January, well, if the future self, excuse me, if we can pretend, make up a world where we can talk to our um, inner child, our part of us that's still a child, why couldn't we communicate with our future self? So I began to write letters and I would have dreams and imagine myself talking to my future self. At first, it felt strange, but it's gotten to feel so comforting, especially because my future self is generally pretty nice to me. It is my future self, after all. But anyway, I would love to draw cards for you if you would like for me to draw for you personally. There's 3 ways to get a reading. One is no charge, which is, of course, the best, right? I will pull a card for you from the Animal Oracle at no charge. You can have an oracle card from that Believe in Your Own Magic deck. That's $4.99. And then a tarot reading from your future self. A message is $11.11. So it's not going to break the bank. Okay, so we're going to give a reading for the collective on what your future self wants you to know about. What's a missing piece for you right now? Something that might be frustrating for you. Hi, Asta. Welcome. Thank you. You are sure welcome to join into the collective reading here. Let's see. What does future self have for us? The King of Wands. Mm, the Knight of Cups. And the Queen of Pentacles. So it looks like this is definitely someone who's got some relationship issues going on here. There are some people, there's some people who are like making trouble for you in your life where you're having, there's some worries going on. You may be fearing that your person has been cheating on you and you just, it's hard for you because it seems like it took a long time to find this person. And I feel like your future self is wanting you to say, wait, let's pause. Future self is saying, please stop, because you need to realize there's nothing wrong with what's going on right now. Okay. So take a minute, take a breath. See how she's got her hand on her chest. Go ahead and put your hand right on your chest. You might be somebody who you had a breakup. You had an uncomfortable phone call, and something seems to be falling apart. Okay, take a breath. With the King of Wands here, shine your inner candlelight bright enough for others to follow. Okay, so you have an ability to stay focused right now. It's very important that you focus on things that have happened with your person that are very positive. Okay. Romanticize the present moment every chance you get. This time right now, when you don't know what's going on, you need to trust completely that everything will work out. Okay. If you panic and start chasing and acting all, you know, you know what I mean, where there's a neediness, there's demanding energy, um, suspicious energy. No, 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 no. That will send this the wrong way. What you need more than anything is to take responsibility for your own feelings. There's no need to sacrifice here. You don't have to give up. You can have what you want, but you can't chase. That might have worked for you in the past, but did it really? Did it ever work to be up in the middle of the night worried and chasing? No. Your inner being, your future self is calling you to stop. Allow your person the space they need right now. Whatever they're going through is important for their life. And if you're too demanding, you're just going to kill it. Okay, I know this is a strong message, but sometimes that's what you need is to have the exact story spoken out. Okay, there's a place for you. Notice the doors here. The doors are a sign for you to just stay in your lane. Stay in your own lane when it comes to your person right now. You can do some journaling, some coloring. You can you can listen to some YouTube videos, some meditations on. I would look up meditations for your heart chakra. Look up in the YouTube search meditations for your heart chakra. When in doubt, don't. That's one of Oprah's quotes, which I love. If you're not sure about what to do, don't do anything because you're well supported. You're just going through a little bump in the road. Okay? Send you all kinds of love and support, my friend. I know it's not easy to have these things happen for you. Hi, Duncan. Welcome. I haven't seen you for a while. Welcome. Tonight, this afternoon, it's not quite evening yet. We're using the pocket spirit animal oracle. If you'd like for me to pull you a card, Duncan, I think you know the drill. All you do is come over to this chat window here and you click on that link and yep, click on the link, let me know what's going on, and I'm happy to pull an animal card. Animal cards have been very rich with meaning tonight. And then if you want to have more information, there's 2 other readings to choose from in there. Hi, Tao. Welcome. Welcome, you guys. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Catherine. This is Pattern Breaker Tarot, and we are all about uncovering those rascal thoughts, those rascal beliefs that hold us back. How come everybody else seems to see you as more talented than you do? Are you a person who, if somebody gives you a compliment, you say, oh no, not me? Or you feel embarrassed when somebody praises you? Sometimes that's a sign that your self-concept is a little bit out of whack and that you're not seeing what a wonderful person you are, because you are, you know. Okay, who would like to have a reading? Go ahead and click that link. Let me have a sip of tea. And where are you watching from? I'm in Tennessee, and it is cold in Tennessee today. Okay, so now I'm going to draw a card for the collective. So you guys who are here, and want to have a reading, this is the quickest way, is to just join in the energy of the collective. The collective is just the people here right now. What is the spirit of your future self wanting for you to walk away with? What is the card for you, my friend? Escapist. Come home to yourself. Okay. So one of my mentors, Chris Reck, he's over at Minnow Pond Tarot, and I really enjoy his take on things. And he says, whenever you see polka dots, that is spirit's way of saying that more playfulness is needed. So polka dots are repeated 3 different times here. One on her top, secondly on the drape behind her, and thirdly, the snowflakes or the stars that are surrounding her. So, this is a message for someone who is, I think I'm seeing a workaholic here, someone who loves their work. In fact, you could get quite drawn in and you can spend hours doing your work. And I certainly know that feeling. I think the longest live that I did was 3 hours, and I didn't really even realize that much time had gone by because I was just having fun with you guys and reading the cards. And so you may be like that, where when you're doing your favorite thing, time goes by. But these, the stripes on this pillow are just suggest to me that there is a compulsion here, that you're a little bit trapped by your work ethic. And all work and no play makes all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. And it's showing me that if there's somebody watching right now, you just, even though it's hard because you don't have time, or maybe you don't have the cash that you need right now to go off and take a vacation or something, but there is something you can do that is fun, and your own spirit will be guiding you. It's your future self speaking through me right now, letting you know that it's necessary. So watch for invitations, especially in the next 3 to 5 days. Okay. The next 3 to 5 days, if anyone asks you to do anything, before you say, no, I can't, I don't have time, I want you to remember this message and take that opportunity. It may be something you'll think, oh, that will be no fun. I don't want to do it. I don't care. Do it anyway, because something's happening with you right now, and spirit's wanting you to loosen up and not work quite so much of your time. Got it? Okay. Hi, Yana. Oh, here, let me put in this link, Yana. This is the way to go. There, that link I just put in right now, that's blue. Just tap that link and it'll take you over there. And I'm happy to draw a card for you. Our free deck today is the Spirit Animal deck, and that is no charge. In fact, let's demonstrate for you guys who are here. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here today. I was eager to get back over here and see who shows up. Where are you calling? Where are you calling? Where are you watching from? I've been, and let's see. Are you traveling for the holidays? Is anybody traveling? Or are you all staying home for the holidays? What's going on for you? And now I'm just going to draw one of the animal oracles, give you an example. No accident that you're here. Thank you for showing up. And let's draw a card for you. And we have the antelope spirit. Okay. I know I have like a tiny itty bitty bit of time to grab your attention here and get this reading across to you. And the antelope is such a fast animal, a sprinter. Okay, so what's happening right now is that your blah, blah, um, it may feel to you like life is going so fast, it's crazy. You may think to yourself, gosh, Christmas is almost here and it seems like nothing from last Christmas. I can't believe how fast life is going. And you're right. You're right about that. There are things in your life that are speeding up, but your future self doesn't want you to worry about that. It's just be ready. It's, you know, how I think about when little kids are riding the merry-go-round at the park and they have to run alongside of it to pick up the momentum and then jump on. I can't believe I'm thinking of that after all. I haven't done that in years. But just the idea of preparing, doing what you know to do. Is there a class that you need to take? Do you need to declutter something in your life right now? Do you need to I'm seeing a car. Is there a car in your garage that's been there for too long? You know, there's some kind of major um, something that you own that has value that is sitting there doing nothing, and it's a big thing. You know, it could be a property or it could be a car, but I know this is a very particular message for somebody, but life is speeding up, and so you're being called to prepare yourself for move things around so you have space for to put the things that are coming in. Kind of a crazy message there. So yes, Duncan, this I'll put the link right in here, right under um, manifestfaster.com. That's the link to receive your reading. And who else was asking? Liana, that's the link. Just hit it. Let me see. I'm just going to hit it myself and make sure that it's working properly because the internet can be an unreliable place sometimes. Let me look. Sometimes it buffers for a little while before it opens, but don't give up, please. Thank you. Yeah, it is buffering a little bit. I know sometimes certain times of day are busy. Okay, there it went through. Very good. So if you're having any difficulty, go ahead and click it one more time. Excuse me. Okay, great. Okay, thank you guys. Let's see. All right, if you're brand new here, welcome. Everything shifted for me about a month ago, like 6 weeks ago now. I joined HIPSE, which is a network of tarot readers. It's HYPSEE, and it's just a long name. And so I decided to use Manifest Faster just to make it easier for you guys to receive your readings. It's a place where all of my readings are listed. There are several for you to choose from over there, including a couple that are for free. It's my pleasure to serve my darling community. And one of the free readings is for people who are grieving loss. If you have lost somebody recently, or even not so recently, but coming into the holidays, you're just feeling out of sorts, I'm here for you. There is a grief reading, it's no charge. So it's easy to find on the bottom of my page. And just to help you live fully in this present moment without any regrets, you know, just to feel that your loved one is connected to you in any way. The cards are very faithful letting this happen. Hi, you, Rachel, welcome, and Edith. Awesome. I would love to read a card for you in order to order your card. Oh, Yana ordered. Okay, very good. It's very easy to order your reading. You just go into that link, Manifest Faster, and I will read a card for you. So, Yana. Oh, okay, Yana. Gosh, that can be overwhelming, can't it? There's some things going on with Yana, with her mom. And so, yeah, I know that can be very, very difficult when we see our loved ones going through, and there's things that you have to know when you don't know, huh? And reading all that paperwork. Oh gosh, I can just imagine, Yana. Okay, let's see. Thank you for Yana, from your future self, and that place in your imagination. Okay. The first thing, this is odd that I'm saying this to you, Yana, but are you drinking enough water? I'm curious. The cards are very dry in my hands right now. And I just feel like your future self is reminding you to stay hydrated. Does that make sense for you, Yana? Yeah. So stay hydrated. And yes, bringing up trauma. Okay. All right. So what else? What's the message for Yana in the Spirit Oracle from your future self? Oh, good. Okay. Isn't that something? And now, right away, the cards don't feel so dry. That is so crazy, man. I just can never understand how the cards work. Just I know they do. Okay. This card is sticking out. So we're going to use that one. What is the wisdom for Yana? And we have horse spirit. Freedom is yours. Okay, now I don't know, Yana, if you were here. I did a story about horses and cows a few a few cards ago. It's interesting that horse spirit came up, and so it's important for you. Freedom is yours. Okay, take a breath. I think that there may be, it might be that horses have a special place in your heart. Yana, you might ride, you might have ridden as a child. So the very first thing that I wanted to say is that sometimes the horse, or excuse me, the animal that comes on these cards, it's like you don't even really need to have anything else, right? Because it speaks clearly. Perhaps you had a relationship with a horse when you were younger, but there, so that alone is a message for you. But also that horses do need to be groomed and cared for. They do. They do have a delicate constitution for being such a big animal, and they have to be very careful about what they eat. And so I'm just sensing for you that your future self is just giving you a gentle nudge to really be careful with your health right now. And of course, I'm not out here to be given any kind of medical advice, not what I do, but just what you're eating, making sure that you're hydrated, and in this time especially where there's a squeeze on you and you start to feel trapped, it would be awesome if the minute you feel that trapped feeling that you run and grab a glass of water. Hold on, I just want to look here at this card. Um, One of my good friends is from Nicaragua, and her mom gives such great, solid, simple advice. And she always told her, when you're upset, right away drink a glass of cool water because it will cool you down on the inside. Isn't that neat? And so she would always say to me, if I was fired up and ranting around about something, she would say, Catherine, go get a glass of cool water. And such perfect wisdom. So I feel like that's what Spirit's wanting you to know through your future self is being sure, watch your nutrition, your rest, and your hydration. But then on the intellectual note, to find information, research what you need to research, right, so that you are not feeling so overwhelmed. Here in our country, in the US, we have something called the Legal Aid Society, where they can, an attorney can sit down with you and look over something and help you understand it. So there might be something like that for you. And certainly there may be something online that could be helpful for you in trying to feel a little bit more educated in what you're needing to do. Okay. I'm so sorry you have to be going through this, but this is a wonderful promise, isn't it? That freedom is yours, because it's not the issue with your mom's situation that's bothering you. It's your thoughts about it. And this too shall pass. This is a temporary situation for you. Okay. So there you have it. Some very practical advice. Can you take that advice right away in terms of hydrating right now? Me personally, I do need to flavor my water with tea because I just have a hard time sometimes drinking enough water myself. So I hear you. So I'm sipping my tea right now. It's a new kind today. It's a apple cinnamon herbal tea. So there's no caffeine. It is very tasty. Very tasty. Okay, so where were we? Who would like a reading? Yana, I hope that that blesses you. I know it can be just so difficult, but I just sense that, keeping your ear open for anybody who can assist you, even somebody who's retired. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's partly just knowing, I mean, you guys you're so much a part of my community and have been so kind and supportive to me. And so I do want to be here for you. And when I see your name, and I will remember and be sending energy to you, my friend. It's hard, but I know your mom, just the gratitude she must feel to know that you're there helping her, in this situation, whatever it is. With, you don't need to go into detail, but I'm older. I'm 73 right now. How did that happen? I wonder. Anyway, and I know that my kids worry for me, and I don't want them to. It, our lives are in different places, but being the older and having your child want to help you and run interference for you is a blessing. That's for sure. Okay, let's see who's next here. Thank you, guys. Thank you for signing up. You, Rochelle. I am Rachel here. I'm here to receive some guidance for today's live stream. Well, Rachel, I am happy to have you here. And where are you from? Let's see, we get our spirit. This is our card. Don't you love these animal cards? I just got a brand new deck from the same author, Colette Barrett and Reed, and it's beautiful, but I haven't had a chance to look at it very much. Here, hang on, let me just show you. Last week I did some fairy readings, and we had the mini wisdom, excuse me, of Avalon cards. Excuse me. And I can't wait to dig in here because these look wonderful too. But anyway, she's the author of the animal deck. So, all right. And Rachel. Get my chair in order. Okay. All right, for Rachel, let's draw you a spirit oracle deck. So, spirit, I know Rachel, you know her life, what's going on, and those things that are just out of reach, where circumstances or people, maybe some disappointment has been there. Maybe it's just poor communication. What is it's going on for Rachel? What's our card? What does Rachel's future self have to say about the situation? Okay. And Rachel, it's the squirrel spirit. Okay. Believe in yourself. Wow. So, Rachel, there's something right now. Okay. So maybe you're young. Um, it might be that you're young and people don't take you seriously, but you have a major idea, Rachel. There's something that you've come up with or you've been dreaming about. It may have solved a situation where you're like, whoa, this is such an easy thing, but it really is helpful because look up here at this little acorn. It's just, it's okay, but it's not important, right? It's just a tiny thing. But this thing that's happening for you right now is a big deal. Now, the squirrel, what they're known for is their playfulness, and they're so smart. Sometimes people put up bird feeders just to watch the birds, or excuse me, the squirrels try to, get all the food away from the birds, and they'll do all sorts of things to get to what they're wanting. Also, they do hide a lot of their acorns. They hide their acorns for a future time. So they're very smart about not just throwing their acorns out for no use. They're very smart about burying them for later. But ironically, they don't find all of the acorns that they hide. They only find a small percentage. So it just shows that there's a lot of work that you're doing right now that's so smart. Research, take your idea and run it through like a series of tests and see, does this idea really work? Is this idea what I think it is? Find people to mentor you, people who will understand your idea and support you, because this is very exciting. This next year, 2026, is going to be filled with surprises for you. Okay, my friend? So I don't know what this is. It reminds me of like sitting on an egg, like it's not ready yet to hatch. But when it comes, it's going to bring you a lot of it's going to bump your reputation. Your reputation is going to go up because people will be honoring you for the idea. Okay, cool, very cool, nice. I'm glad that you're part of my world. Thank you for signing up. Now you will receive messages from me here, or not here on YouTube, but Hipsy will send you a message when I do go on live. They will inform you. Also, if I do get a new deck or I have a new reading, or sometimes I do private videos for you guys who follow me over on Hipsy. And so please watch for those emails from me, okay? All right, what do we want to do next here? Okay, let's draw an oracle card. Okay, welcome, welcome. If you're new here, I'm so glad that you came. I'm Catherine. This is Pattern Breaker Tarot. And today we're stretching our imagination. We're wondering, what if my future self wanted to give me some advice? What would my future self want to advise me? Okay. Okay, this is a really good piece of advice. And Rachel, this has a lot to do. I think this advice right now is very much what goes right along with that squirrel advice, because when you are learning things, when you're not quite ready to be, sometimes when you're a student or you're new in your career, so there's a lot of things that you're learning, right? And you feel less than. You feel, well, they're all smarter than I am. They're, and it's not true. They're not really smarter than you are. It's just that they have much more experience. Okay. And so, what we're needing to do is to always remember that when you're coachable, when you allow people to correct you and you allow people to help you know how to do something better, that you don't take it too personally, right? Because your superiors, wherever you are, your teachers, your superiors, even somebody like me, as a tarot reader, I tend to be a little bit on the bossy side, or just I'm not afraid to tell the story of what it is because you really want to see, what could potentially be in the way. But it's never should be like a personal attack because as a human, you are always enough. You're just learning. Right. And so it's important that you say it to yourself. Look in the mirror, look at yourself right in the eyes and say, even though I feel insecure, a part of me knows I'm always enough. Even though I feel so immature, the truth is a part of me knows I am always enough. I am always enough. Oh, you're welcome, Yana. That's the thing, especially like I'm so glad you hang out here. This just means so much to me because it's helpful to know these things that we can tell ourselves a new story. We can say, "Oh, my family member is always doing this. I'm so worried about that. I don't understand this. I don't understand that," and just continually say things like that. Or we can say, even though I don't know how I'm going to solve it, I'm going to leave it alone right now, right? Even though I don't know what to do next, I'm going to choose to put it down right now. Okay. So these kinds of things are so important. And why at the lighthouse? Why would do you? Well, we have the lantern, right? But why lighthouse? It says, don't doubt your worth. What does a lighthouse do? A lighthouse is a building that's near the ocean side that in especially in ancient times and right now with all the GPS location devices and everything, we don't need to depend on old fashioned ways sometimes. But what would be needed was some light to be showing where the coast is so that the ship wouldn't run into it. So it's interesting here that these words, I am always enough, are like a lighthouse. What are they lighting up? Your mind. They're lighting up your heart. They're lighting up your soul. It's important to speak life to yourself. When we're our own worst enemy, always belittling our own self, being mean, beating up on ourselves, that is, we're just creating so much drama for ourselves. No wonder we can want to not get out of bed some days. But our word is our light. Remember that. Don't doubt your worth. When you come here, we don't doubt your worth because we here, all of us that hang out here at my channel, we know that we are, one blind man holding the hands of another blind man. We're all here on a team of people trying to make a sense of things and do the best we can. And I'm so blessed that the cards tell the stories. And I'm so blessed that you guys are here with me. I couldn't do it without you. So a huge hug. Okay, now moving forward. Who would like to have an animal card drawn for them? Who would like to have an animal card drawn for them? I'm working on something. Okay, you're welcome, Yana. Okay, so let's put here. This is the deck I'm using, and I'm going to do an example for you guys who are wanting to check it out. This is the card deck I'm using for our free readings. You can receive your free reading by going to the manifestfaster.com link that you see in the chat box. And I love these cards. I love the art and I love the sayings. What is the message for our friends? Somebody never heard my channel before. You're here for the first time. Yes, you, I see you. Hello. Let's see. What is the animal message? What does your future self want for you to know? Okay, what does your future self want for you to know? The seahorse spirit. Watch and wait. So somebody here is a little ADHD, right? Somebody here has a hard time sitting still. I'm sitting on a cushion right now. It's like a pancake. It's like a beach ball pancake. If you could picture that. It's an air cushion that you can move on. I'm doing it right now. You can slide from side to side, and the air cushion of it makes it easier for somebody who's a little bit hyperactive or a little bit ADHD to function in this world. And so that would certainly be me. Here, I have to just stand up because then I can show it to you. This is what it looks like. It's like a pillow. It's strong, silicone probably, and you pump it up. And when you sit on it, it lets you wiggle around in your chair without disturbing the other people in the room. And so children get to have these kinds of things. When I was a kid, they didn't have that kind of thing to help people that are a little overactive. But anyway, this seahorses are really amazing animals. I spent most of my life in the middle of the country and didn't see many sea animals at all. And when I did go to one of the aquariums on the West Coast for the first time in Monterey, and I could watch these animals in the water, and they just are so prehistoric looking, you know. And so what I see with this card is that it feels like you've been waiting such a long time that you just don't even know what to do next. So this could be somebody who's waiting for love, and all of your friends. You've been to so many weddings. You may have been an attendant at a few weddings, and it's just too much. Or it could be that you've just been waiting for something to break loose with your career, and year after year, and nothing is working out for you. And so your future self wants you to understand that there's something totally unexpected. Okay, that's what it is. Okay. There's something completely unexpected coming ahead for you. The reason I say that is because correct me if I'm wrong, but the seahorse is an animal that carries the eggs. I believe that that the seahorse female lays the eggs, and then the seahorse male carries the eggs wrapped in the tail. I just feel like that's a true thing. And so in nature, that's a completely unexpected event. And I don't know that it's true of any other animal that in this exact way. So I feel like your future self does not want you to give up. There's something inside of you that people have been telling you to give up. You know, give up. You just accept what you have. But you've never been able to totally surrender this. And so, but spirit wants you to know is There's something completely unexpected. So burn the ships. It's like whatever you thought was your answer, surrender to the details, surrender the details of it. And in your prayer life or in your journaling, just say to spirit, look, I know that there's a resolution here that is beneficial. I know what I've been waiting for is a good thing. Whatever I can surrender, show me. I don't care about the details. I just want the meat, right? So there, it's just going to come from a completely unexpected way. You're not going to be expecting it. And when it happens, you're like, holy shit, sorry, but whoa, I never saw that coming. Okay. I do feel like there's something in the details that are dragging you down, and it's like, what's that saying? Don't sweat the small stuff. Yeah. That might be a good idea for you to pick up. Or you could go to YouTube and look up for a book summary for Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. I think that would be good for you. Okay. Who's ready for a reading? I'm happy to pull one of these animal cards for you personally. All you have to do is click the link manifestfaster.com, and I will pull one of the cards for you at absolutely no charge. Thank you guys for being with me today. I always love to pop in and see what's up. What are you looking for? What does your future self have in mind? Do you ever have arguments with your future self? Do you ever get annoyed? Sometimes I think when I'm not patient, whenever I feel like the timing is off, I do feel out of sync with that future self. It's like, how'd you get over there? I want to get there. I want to get here now. Okay, let's have another sample of the tarot reading. So this would be for somebody who wants to know what's missing, a little bit of a deeper reading. It's through 3 cards. And we want to have the future self's perspective on something that's going on for you right now. So just hold in your mind, what is your situation? The beautiful thing about the collective readings is that you really don't need a private reading. All you have to do is claim these cards to be yours. And let's see what's going on. Advice from your future self. The 7 of Wands. Okay. The 6 of Cups. Wow. And 3 of Swords. Wow. Aw. So somebody here, this is like broken-hearted energy for sure. Mm. Mm. Okay. Okay. This is deep. So, okay. Overall, what I'm feeling here is that there's been a bad misunderstanding for sure. Okay, so first of all, something has happened there's hurt feelings involved. Something has been misinterpreted. Something has been said that was not true. But it wasn't said like malicious, like they want to be mean. It was just something was said that was misunderstood. And there was whispering involved, this library, something where it could have been gossip that happened. But this card here is so interesting because it's saying that about holding people accountable. So there has been someone, and there you could be a couple of, you could be represented by a couple of these figures. You could be somebody who saw something that wasn't right and that you spoke up. You spoke up and said, wait, something's wrong here. And you were correct. Something was wrong, but nobody believed you. Nobody believed you at all. And that they turned against you because of that. And so um, being defensive, being afraid of being hurt again is very much part of what's going on for you. Okay. But you're being called. Look at this oppositional energy here from feeling accused and feeling pointed out as if you were wrong. And then in this next card, you're being given these flowers, just out of this goodness of this gift. She doesn't have any money here. She's just receiving from a stranger, somebody she doesn't know. These people who she thought she knew, they ended up not being who she thought they were. You have to always speak your truth. Don't hold back. Be firm and loving. But if something is not a fit, you just can walk away. You're being shown clearly by your future self that there is something that you can give to yourself. Give yourself the compassion you were never given, right? So these people in that world, they were not looking out for you. They had their own interests for whatever reason. The time ended there. One of my favorite ways to tell that story is to say it was good until it wasn't, which is so true. It was good until it wasn't. And then you walked away. You walked into a situation where you need to take a chance. Absolutely need to take a chance. Take care of yourself rather than depending on others. This figure here is generous and kind, brand new. They may become friends. And then we have the Three of Swords energy. It's okay to cry. What happened to you wasn't fair. It was difficult. Anytime you have a loss in a social circle or a loss in any kind of misunderstanding, and there's so much right now, right, about no contact, and even in families, people are being cut off. But the way life deals the cards, there are people who care about you. You haven't met them yet, but they're coming, and you're going to write a brand new story and coming out of this library with a new story, because what you went through here, the healing that you're receiving as you go forward, is where you're going to make a difference on the planet. You are unique. You are not like everyone else. And yes, you thought this situation would last longer. And I'm sorry that it didn't. But trust me, after a while, you'll look back and you're like, oh my gosh, I am so glad. I mean, I can have my blue hair here now. I can tell my own story now. I don't have to depend on what other people think of me. I can depend on what I think of me. And really taking the heartbreak and making a treasure out of it. It's okay to cry. And I think when I'm seeing that for you, it's okay to cry. It's all about taking control of your own story and writing it out. Seriously, maybe not for prime time, but write it out for yourself, because your survival and the things that happen to you during this particular window of time, you're going to want to have a record of it later. So you can look back and say, holy smokes, look what happened there. Okay. Ah, what a beautiful, beautiful reading. Okay, very nice. And Selama, welcome. Thank you. I'm so happy to use the animal oracle for you today. Thank you so much for supporting the reading, Salama. I know you don't have an easy time, and the fact that you come back here to be inspired and pour your energy into my channel, I totally love you for that. And thank you so much. You guys, can you just tap on that little heart for me to spend so much love to Salama way over in Ethiopia, just going through. Thank you so much, you guys, going through such a difficult time. There's so much love for you here, Salama. I'm just very glad that you're here. Let's take a look at the animal oracle. I just love the animal oracle. I love the animals. Okay. When it comes to our friend Salama, what is the oracle message from the spirit animal oracle? It's right here. Oh, the dog spirit. I was just thinking right before I turned this over, I was going to say, do you have a pet, Salama? Because I saw with this dog spirit here, be loyal to what you love. This dog, the name of this dog is a border collie. I had a border collie at a time in my life, and she was just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful dog. So, and no pets. Interesting. So be loyal to what you love. Okay. Be loyal to what you love. You know what, Silama? I feel like I want to read from the deck. I mean, read from the book for this. I just sense there's a message here. And I will tell you guys, when I very first started to read cards, which is probably going on getting close to 30 years ago now, I suppose, when I really started to use the cards, I always used the little deck or the little book in the box. I would say for the first 2 or 3 years, I depended on the little book, and I never felt good enough. I always thought, no, if you're a real reader, you don't need a book. Well, I got over myself because I am an intuitive reader and I read what the art says. But I respect the authors of these books now. And every now and then, when I get that urge to read it, I just want y'all to know, if you have your own decks, and I hope you do, I hope you're a collector like I am, that you'll take these and use the words that the authors have written to learn and to uplift your own spirits. Okay. So let's see, what does this say? So, Selama, dog spirit appears to remind you that although change is a part of life and all of us are meant to evolve, our love and commitment remain strong. You are loved now and can trust that this higher love is true. Spirit loves you, Selama, and love has arrived in many forms now, manifesting in the people you surround yourself with, expressed uniquely through them. Dog spirit also says, be true to that which you love, for now is a time of good fortune. Be steady as you recognize that people and things are always transforming. Your heart is loving and true, and dog spirit wants you to know that your steadfast commitment to experiencing and expressing love will attract and manifest more love. You deserve all of it. Have faith in Spirit's plan for you. So I love that. so much, then I hope, Salama, that you will take this message to heart, because spirit is loyal. Spirit, well, look at what dog spelled backwards. If we spell dog backwards, it spells God. And that no matter what is happening, there is love there, here for you. Of course, when you visit my channel, there is, excuse me, when you are reading in the holy books of your tradition. Um, and it's just so important to surround yourself with people who are living with hope. Volunteering is one thing that I do. I believe in it so much. I find people who are hurting, people who are more disappointed even than you are, and help them is just a way to bump our energy into a better situation. And so just know you're always welcome here, my friend. And I appreciate when you do come on board and watch the readings, Salama. Biggest hug for you, my friend. Okay, so let's see, where are we? Okay, it's time to draw an oracle card. If you want to have a personal reading here during our live, I'm here for you. Hipsy, Team Hipsy is my support system, the platform that I use to, oops, hold on, the platform that I use to house all of my readings, the free readings and the paid readings, everything in one spot, one stop shopping. You can head over to Manifest Faster and you'll find a great variety of readings that I do. And on the live readings, there's always the opportunity to receive a card at no charge. And today we're using the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. And now I want to draw a card from the Oracle deck, which is, I'm using Believe in Your Own Magic. And we're talking about your higher self. Is it if your higher self could send you a text message, right? A voice note from your highest self, from your best self, from your future self. What would that message be? That's what today's readings are all about. And thank you so much for being here, you guys. I love spending my time with you. Future self energy. What is it that our future self has for us? Justice is coming. Justice is coming. Now, I do sense that this is about a court case of some kind, that you may have been waiting for a while. Yeah. Isn't it something how sometimes it should be settled, it must be settled, and then there's somebody doesn't act right, or somebody wants to cause trouble, and you get dragged back over and over again. And it can be like such a trap in your mind to keep, what do I call it? Peaceful detachment, peaceful indifference. That's my phrase. Peaceful indifference. And I feel like this figure here is demonstrating peaceful indifference. The closet is in order, isn't it? Everything's in its place. The bat and the sword are put down. And I just love that, because there are times where it's so frustrating when somebody's dragging their feet or dragging you through the mud, right? But this is a person who's very easygoing, very relaxed, centered, laying her weapons down, the baseball bat. She doesn't need to have a battle. The sword, she doesn't need to have a battle. She's done all that she can do. And now she just needs to wait on spirit. There's a saying that I created for myself in January, and it was Spirit knows exactly what I need to live well. I have done all I know to do. There's nothing more to be done. It's already finished. And I would say that a lot, even when things weren't finished by any stretch. But I wanted to keep telling myself that storyline. There's nothing more for me to do. I need to trust spirit in this. It's finished. It's finished. Very powerful words that you can use. Okay. So, again, this is a very particular message. I'm sure it's not resonating with everybody. But this is something too, if you have a friend who's going through something like this and you're so proud of them, because no matter how ugly the other person acts, they just hang in there. Let your friend know. Say, look, I'm so proud of you. It will work out. You will be in the right timing and the right place. Everything will fall into place. There's things you don't know that need to be worked out, but you stay at your calm center. The calm mind makes the best decisions. Okay? Excellent, excellent cards. You can tell why I love this deck. Okay, who is here? Who would like a reading? Hi, KB. And this is Kavya Parmesh. Hi, Kavya. Sounds like you're in a confusing situation. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. Hopefully, that some of the readings will be able to give you some comfort. If you'd like for me to draw an animal card for you, I'm happy to do it. All you have to do is just click this link right here, and then I can pull an oracle card. Oracle cards are a little bit different than the tarot. They're wisdom. They use different kinds of animals or imagery to bring a word of encouragement. And also, the animals have been very important across all cultures and across all time. Hi, Sintrev70. Welcome. Good morning. It's afternoon here, and good morning to you wherever you are. If you would like to have a card pulled, I'm pulling cards from the Animal Oracle deck today for our free cards. And then I also have 2 paid cards available for you in the shop. So anybody who wants to have a card reading, you can. And where was I? I was in the middle of saying something. It must not have been. Oh, just about how the animals, um, almost, I bet every animal has some sort of spiritual meaning coming from ancient cultures. Let's see here. Okay. And so that's where I really love that idea of the fact that if I see an animal outside, if I see a snake or if I see a spider, I will come home and I'll Google the meanings of the spiritual meaning of any animal, because no animal is an evil animal. I mean, some animals are scarier than others, but they're not evil in and of themselves. And so I believe there are lessons for all of them. So let's go to our tarot. The tarot deck today, again, we're going for messages from our future self. And so we're wanting to know what we're missing. What do we need to see right now? And so this little mini 3-card reading is just to show you what you could receive here during the live. I do offer 3-card readings to my beautiful friends. It's just $11.11. But meanwhile, if you're here in the collective, I believe with all my heart, there is a message for you. So hang out here for a couple minutes and see what we have. the Empress card. Beautiful. Empress card. And the Hierophant. Wow. Two major arcana here. And the Tower. Okay, so gosh. So we have three majors. Okay. Hmm. Wow. 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 Okay. All right. I just want to take this one and look at it a little bit more closely. Okay. Wow. You know, sometimes with these cards, I don't. When I very first learned about tarot, and they would say the meaning of a card really depends on what cards are next to it in the reading, and I didn't get that at all. It just didn't make sense to me. And after years of doing it now, I really do get it. Because first, when I looked at this and I looked at the Empress card, which is normally really a wonderful card full of abundance. It always reminds me that we're always manifesting something. So something is born and then we're gestating the next thing. You know, that manifesting is not a destination, it's completely the journey along the way. And she's wearing a mask, and I thought that was unusual. And thinking back to COVID and stuff like that, and I was trying to make it make sense. And then I see the infant and the message, there's beauty to be found in every experience. And what I'm picking up here is that there's a baby that was born and the baby was sick. Okay, so this could be a real life situation with a human baby where a baby was premature and is had to go into one of those incubators and be nurtured and rocked in a chair, and that the caregivers had to wear a mask to protect that infant. And the fact that it says there's beauty to be found in every experience, that even though this is such a hardship to have this ill child, the fact is that there is so much beauty in it, isn't there? And only you would know, you know, the small gestures, the things that are the people, the doctors, the nurses, the everyone that's helping in this situation. And there's this figure here, it with the Hierophant. Tradition is important, but it doesn't have to be everything. So again, this I'm way out there on a limb here reading this story that I'm seeing, and it's so particular. It may not be your story at all, but this story, you know, to go to every length. So regular medicine, everything is, you've been seeking help everywhere, and even going into the non-traditional medicines and herbs and treatments that are not typical, researching everything possible to for the health of this baby. And so taking it into a different direction, this could be anything that's on life support. By that I mean if you're at the edge of your seat in terms of a career situation where you really are desperate for any life situation right now, that where you feel I would do anything to resolve this. And the message of traditional is important, but being called to consider things that are outside of your typical tradition. And we have this Tower card, and the Tower is, again, it's the unexpected, shocking change. We're seeing a lightning strike on this tree. And hang on, I need to look. Yeah, there's actually a tree house in this tree, and lightning has struck. Get ready, things are about to be shaken up. So, as you're watching this, my dear friend, is such a random reading and so much drama going on. And if this is you, my heart goes out to you. I see this Hierophant in the center. And what's striking me about that is that you are in a place where you are being called to recognize your own spiritual gifts. Okay. Whatever's going on around you right now, you are being called to use this energy to go inside, to really seek your spiritual gifts. um, Yesterday I was in the dental chair and I was thinking to myself, this has got to be one of those places where everybody prays. Because I'm going through this procedure and I just kept over and over just asking for divine intervention to help me just deal with it, right? It's not pleasant. It needed to be done. And it's like, it was just like a mantra over and over again: help me, thank you, help me, Lord, thank you, help me, and just helplessly sitting there. And I think another time when prayer was hugely important was when my kids were little and I had zero idea how in the world successful parents became successful. There's no manual, right? And so I'm seeing this is one of these moments for you where everything's up in the air and everything's changing. But any human who's been through stuff will tell you that it sharpens you so much. You get so wise as you're going through a severe challenge. And also, spirit always puts humans across your path. Strangers will say things that are incredibly insightful. You'll see bumper stickers. You'll pick up magazines or see um, something lying on the street that gets your attention. You are under the watchful eye of spirit here. Okay, my friend. Wow, wow, and wow. So, yes, that's again, this can happen sometimes. If you're new to all of this, um, it is kind of bizarre sometimes what happens for people because as readers, because it'll be like that where it's so specific to somebody and it may not be for you. But I understand that when you are here, your spirit is so appreciated. And whether it's the tone of my voice or the needs of the other people, however your touch, just to allow that. Okay, my friends, man. Okay, Murphy, what are you doing? Oh, I see. Come, Murphy. Oh boy, come here. Get down. Okay. I kept hearing a noise. I was like, what is it? It's Mr. Murphy. Okay, so Kavya. Kavya, I'm going for a spirit oracle card. Hi, Murphy. Hi, I know. I know. I'm doing some readings for my friends. Yeah, sometimes he just comes and stands next to me and he wants me to scratch his face. So we take a minute to scratch his beautiful little, he's a little black and white dog. I sent out a video. You guys watch your email because I sent I sent a video out yesterday and it only goes to my Hipsy people. Anybody who signs up for readings, I send out special announcements and live readings and stuff for you guys. So I took a little video of Murphy so you could meet him. Okay, anyway, sorry about that. Let me get back. Okay, Murphy, get down, boy, boy, boy. Okay, oh, there they are. Kavya. So Kavya is wondering about being stuck and just feeling like, stuck. So hold on to your area. Oh, thank you. I just love Murphy so much. He's about just like 19 pounds. He's a small dog, but a feisty little terrier. He's black and white. Okay, so Kavya, what do the spirit? What is your future self? Well, here I'll tell you one thing. For sure, your future self wants you to know that this is not the only time you're going to feel stuck in your whole life. I'm sorry. If there's one thing I would have wished I would have taught my children, they're in their 40s now. If I would have taught them one thing, it would have been that life goes up and down and up and down and up and down. It never stays up at the most beautiful thing ever, but it never stays down at the most awful thing ever. And if you can realize that, my dear Kavya, if you can realize that you don't have to get unstuck forever, all you need to do is figure out the next logical step. Okay, so write that down. Right. If you, I always hope you guys have a pencil when you're here to write down the next logical step, because you don't need to get unstuck forever. You just need to figure out what's logical. And you know what? It might be just to clean out your refrigerator. That might be the next logical step, because it definitely will make you feel more optimistic to have a nice, clean refrigerator. Okay, here's your card, Kavya. I hope I made you smile. Oh, ooh, the lion. This is so fun to get this card for you. Lion spirit. Be generous of spirit. Okay, what a beautiful. First of all, it's a gorgeous card, right? Let's just take a look at it. It is a really gorgeous card. And that makes me feel like proud. Don't you feel like it's just that lion is just proud of itself? Okay. Now, the one thing that we have to be careful about when we're doing this work together, Kavya, is that there's some people who look at you and they admire you. Okay, there's some people that look at you and they feel happy thinking about you. Sometimes it's just a person that you see on the street, that you just notice somebody has a beautiful look on their face and you just look at them and you smile. Okay. And so, what that can mean is that it's important that you shine. When you feel stuck and everything feels closed, like you have nothing to give anybody, that's the opposite of lion energy. Because just being able to give someone a big smile, that's generous of spirit. Sometimes we want more money when we think about generous, right? We want somebody to be generous with us. But with this card, it's definitely a call to be generous of spirit and of energy, smiling at people, thanking people. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. When you use those two words and in your own native language, write down, Kavya, write down thank you in Hindi so I can see what it says, or in English. What is thank you in English? Because, yes, isn't it? Hi, Paula. You'll be 37 pretty quick. Does that make you, or is that, what's your birth sign then? Are you still, is that Capricorn or Aquarius? January 2nd. What are you? Anyway, but this thing about being able to say thank you, and you guys who are watching me and you don't, English is not your beautiful, is your native language. You want to use your own native language. Thank you. Beautiful. Danyavad. So walking around your house, Kavya, and you touch, like, yeah, right now I'm touching my curtains over here and say, I thank you. I love my curtains. Thank you for my curtains. Thank you for this beautiful deck, that this spirit animal deck. Thank you for this crystal that I have sitting on my table. Thank you for my tea, my beautiful tea. Thank you for this lighter that I have to light up a candle, or my Palo Santo. So, caveat, that's what you want to do. You want to walk around and just say, either say, I love you to it, or thank you for it, because you do need to realize that you do shine. You're either shining like, I'm so sad, I'm so sad, I'm so sad, or you're shining love out to the world, okay? And then saying, even though I don't know how, I'm not feeling stuck right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm not stuck anymore right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm not stuck anymore right now. I know it feels odd to say stuff like that, but it's just the way to play a trick on our mind so that we can open a door for more opportunity out there. And remember, um, Kavya, that you are going to be stuck and unstuck many times in your life. Is there anybody here that can say that's so true, right? Isn't it? If it is, just go ahead and hit that 100 and show me. Yeah, right? Don't you find that that's been true in your life? That you've been stuck for a while and then all of a sudden you're not stuck anymore, right? And that's just a cycle. And sometimes you could even say, I don't mind being stuck because I know it just means I'm going to be unstuck very soon. Okay. All right, let me just put this over here. Thank you so much. Paula, did you want to ask a question? Capricorn, okay. If you want to have me pull an animal card for you, I'm happy to do it, Paula. You just sign up over there at Manifest Faster. And I also am doing two other kinds of readings, oracle card reading and tarot readings tonight. And those are for a fee. Let me sip my tea. Welcome, you guys. Welcome, welcome. So glad to have you here. Isn't it strange? Some Kavya, I was like that just 3 months ago. I had some events that changed me completely. Well, then that part of that with you being stuck, I know it sounds so weird, Kavya. If you were here, I would give you such a big hug because even though it seems like you've been stuck forever, you're one day closer to being unstuck. And one of my friends, Janice, she comes here to these readings and she doesn't like where she lives. But I said, but the more dissatisfied you are, the longer it could take. I don't understand why it works. But I said, yeah, every day I'm one day closer to being unstuck, right? That's true for you. I may be still stuck today, but I'm one day closer to being unstuck because life does cycle up and down. Okay. And so each day that you finish, right now in being stuck, you're one day closer to being unstuck. Okay. Okay. And but that thing that blah 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 blah, going around your home and saying I love you to things, I know that sounds so strange, but it works. I love you cards. I do really love my cards because they tell such beautiful stories. But if I'm telling my cards while I'm shuffling, if I'm saying to myself, oh, I hope that that relative of mine, I hope they do the okay on that exam. And oh gosh, that other relative of mine is driving today and there's a snowstorm. And you know what I mean? I mean, if I start thinking about all that kind of stuff, right while I'm doing the cards, that wouldn't make any sense, right? And so that's what we do is we just gently start to tell ourselves how many good things we have in our life. If you have a roof, that's better than some people who don't have a roof, right? And if you and even for breathing, if you can take a breath, that's a miracle because it's the only thing we have in common among all animals and humans, right? Is we all need the breath to stay alive. Okay, so what am I doing here? Oh, let's see. I will go to an oracle card. If you're just flying by, oh, you're welcome, my dear Kavya. I know it's not easy. Trust me, I'm 73 and I've been through a few ups and downs. But what I can tell you for sure is stuff always works out. You know, it does. It, even though it may not work out the way you thought it would, it does have a resolution. And then you go on really knowing yourself a whole lot better. So here we have Clover. Release your guilt. Hmm. So on this card, I'm seeing where there has been something happen. This, I'm imagining that these two are friends, that they haven't seen each other for a long time. They're both holding, hang on, they're both holding clovers, which I think is so interesting. I feel like this could be foretelling that during this holiday season, there is going to be a reconciliation. That somebody is going to approach you, and you're not seeing it coming. You and this person have both. How can I say this? You've both carved out a life that's worked for you. You did not go the same direction as you thought you would. And it was a long time ago that the road split. And now there is something happening outside of you guys' control. There's something happening that's going to make it possible for you to see one another, something that you hadn't planned on. And you're both looking at it like it is a lucky situation. You've thought about each other a lot over the years, and you've really wondered, gee, I wonder how that person is. I wonder why we stopped talking to one another. I wonder what fell apart. And so your future self is saying to you, look, they feel closer to exactly like you do than you know. You may feel some guilt because you may feel like you let them down, or you may feel resentful because you feel like they let you down. But after all this time, it's time for a true fresh start. There is a great hope here and optimism. So if you're the one who's been thinking about this reconciliation, but you just haven't been sure, take this as a sign to make the first move. Go ahead and send a card, a text, an email, whatever you feel would be good. And if you're the one who is going to be the surprised one, when you get somebody reaching out to you, don't be too quick to judge. Allow yourself the curiosity to let them talk to you and see what it is they have to say. Okay? This is a really, really good opportunity for some restoration. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. What time is it? Okay. I think I'm going to do just a little bit more. Hi, Anushri. Welcome. I'm going to do just one more reading for tonight. Okay, one more reading. Okay, I'm going to draw one last animal oracle card. If you guys are here, if you want me to draw an animal oracle card for you right now, I will. Hi, Anush. Welcome. Hi, Slaycrafts. If you want to have me pull a card for you, absolutely. And all you need to do to receive your reading is to click this link, and then that's how you order your reading. Okay? So if you'd like one, Slay, go ahead and click that link, Anush. You need to click the link. You order your reading at that link, manifestfaster.com. You caught me just in the right moment. I'm just about to be finished. There, I'll put it there. Order your reading right there. I'm happy to pull a card for you before I'm finished here tonight. All righty, let's see. If you'd just like to receive the reading as part of the collective, that's fine. I will add it here. And what is our animal card for my friends? And we have turtle spirit. Slow and steady wins the race. It is such a it's something we all know, don't we? From little on. And I imagine every country around the world, they have the story of the tortoise and the hare and how they're having a race and the rabbit is so fast and the turtle just goes along so slow. And the rabbit figures, oh, I'm just going to, I can stop and have lunch and take a nap by the time that turtle even gets halfway here and I'm going to win the race anyway. And so the rabbit gets distracted, knowing how fast he is, but that turtle never gives up and keeps going forward. So, this message right here from your future self is don't you dare give up. Don't give up. You are closer than you think to the resolution of what's been going on. You have been building a steady sense of confidence. Every step forward that you've taken, every dodge around, every sideways step you took to avoid unneeded difficulty was just so recognized. And just also your ability to feel at home no matter where you are. That turtle carries their home on their back and people feel very comfortable with you and they trust you. And what's going to happen as you go into 2026 is that when the opportunities come, you're going to believe it. You know how when you were younger, people would give you a compliment and you didn't believe it or you would feel embarrassed. And now you're like, you're good at what you do. It's like, I know I'm good. And yes, you do. More importantly, the people in your world that matter the most to you are really seeing just how far you've come. All right. So there you have it, my friends. I'm going to let you go right now. I will be back again soon. In a few days, we'll have some more readings. And thank you. Check out all of my readings. Oh, absolutely, Kavya. I will be sending the video of Murphy, and I will do that right away. As soon as I hang up from here, I will send you an email and you can let me know if you receive it, okay? Just leave a comment. It's a private video. So when you see it, then just leave a comment, okay, my friend? Welcome. I'm so glad you guys are here. We'll see you at the next reading. Bye now.